You're listening to the AstroMommy Newsletter read-aloud version of my daily horoscope published on Substack. If you would like to read this, please click on the link in the description box below. Without further ado, here is the daily horoscope. Don't freak out or give up. The pressure is building. Brace yourselves. Mars in a yod, Moon enters Gemini. Friday's transits are tightening. Daily horoscope for Thursday, September 15th, 2022. Welcome to the AstroMommy Newsletter, a daily horoscope that hopes to shine a light in the dark, helping us all see where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. The AstroMommy Newsletter is a reader-supported publication, meaning it only thrives thanks to the generous support of lovely people just like you. The two best ways you can support my work are to share this newsletter with a friend and to consider upgrading to a paid subscription. Whether you're a first-time reader or a long-time subscriber, thanks for being here. I truly appreciate you being in my community. I hope you enjoyed today's horoscope and card reading. Blessings. Good morning, friends. There's a lot to discuss as we get closer to Friday when shit is going down. So we're going to get right into the astrology. On Thursday morning, the moon will still be in Taurus and will be making a trine to Pluto as she conjoins the demon star Algol. So people could be losing their heads on Thursday morning. Don't be one of them. Do your best to keep it together. The moon then goes void of course until the afternoon when she will ingress into Gemini at 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Once in Gemini, she will be in the same temple as Mars. By tomorrow night, she will conjoin Mars and square Venus. So today, the big thing for our emotional state is to keep it together. With the moon's trine to Pluto and Capricorn in the morning, this is like scaling those last steps up the mountain until you reach the summit. They're hard, you're tired, you've exhausted your rations, but once you make it up there, you'll be able to take a moment to rest, so don't give up. The sun is now at 22 degrees Virgo and is within 2 degrees of opposing Neptune, which will come exact tomorrow. This means that we may all be feeling disillusioned and a sense that our worlds are dissolving. Once again, don't give up. Imagine you're in some epic story like The Lord of the Rings, and you're on a quest to do something great, and you wake up in the forest and a thick fog has come in. You can't see but 10 feet in front of yourself, so you get a little freaked out. Am I going the right way, you ask? Am I doing the right things? Remember how far you've come. Remember what you're doing here, and don't give up. The fog will clear. This is not a time to make any major decisions because you can't see clearly, but it is a time to trust in your own intuitive guidance system. Your guardian angels have your back. Mars is now at 13 degrees, which my teacher David Palmer, the Leo King, says is activating the Venus retrograde in Gemini cycles of 2004, 2012, and 2020. Venus goes retrograde in different signs every 18 months, but retrogrades in the same sign every 8 years. So this could be a really important point to pay attention to, especially if those years have great significance for you. Think back to what was being activated in your life in those years to see if the same things are being highlighted. For me, all of those years were right after I had given birth to one of my children and was dealing with my expanding family and responsibilities as a mother, and trusting that I could handle it all. So what I am dealing with this year will be challenging all of that, in that Mars is passing over this spot. It won't be the same thing as a Venus retrograde in Gemini. For instance, I do not have a newborn baby, but it will bring up an area that Venus and Mars govern in my chart. What this transit activates for you will greatly depend upon where this falls in your natal chart and what areas of life Venus and Mars govern for you personally. Archetypally, Venus and Mars have to do with our relationships, values, drives, and motivations. Let's not forget the flirtatious dance that these two planets have with each other, symbolizing our own flirtations with love, lust, sex, physical power, and money. Mars in Gemini is also in a yod with Chiron in Aries and the South Node in Scorpio. A yod, also called the finger of God, is a peculiar astrological configuration in a chart. It is a triangle formed by two planets 60 degrees apart while both are 150 degrees from a third planet. This creates a thin pie-shaped aspect. In the case of today's yod, Mars and Chiron are forming the base of the triangle in a harmonious sextile to each other, and they both point to the South Node, the third planet, at the point of the triangular configuration. So wherever the transiting South Node falls in your chart, that area is being activated today by the hand of destiny. I feel that this yod is about holding on to our composure and not losing ourselves in our wounds or anger and prophesizing that everything in our lives will go south. South Node in Scorpio is like dwelling on the idea that we need everything right now, and without that instant gratification, there's no reason to go on. This is simply not true. So don't listen to any negative voices today, either inside or outside your head. This yod could bring a great deal of healing today if we surrender to it and lean into it. Bless whatever comes up today and find joy in the process. Tears and pain open us up for more growth and happiness down the road. So if stuff comes up today, allow yourself to process it and then surrender to the change that it brings. Let it add to your strengths rather than tear them down. After this yod perfects with Mars, Venus joins in on the fun by forming a sextile to the south node tomorrow and a quincunx to Chiron, forming another yod, this time with the finger of God pointing at Chiron. So we are all going to experience a double yod over the next 2 days. Wow, this is a similar aspect to today's, but with a bigger focus on where we feel we need to heal ourselves and apply the metaphysical bandage of unconditional love. And finally, the Sun in Virgo and Mercury in Libra will be coming into a little-known aspect called a contra-antiscia by 6:47 a.m. Eastern Time. This is like a hidden opposition, so this could mean that a surprise situation comes up that creates a dilemma that you have to make a choice about, or it may be an underlying feeling of anxiety, restlessness, and nervousness. It might also manifest as gossip, boastfulness, and people simply talking too much. Remember that the Sun and Mercury can never be more than one sign apart. Mercury is either in the same sign as the Sun or the signs before or after, and thus can never be in an opposition to the Sun by sign, because Mercury can never be on the other side of the Earth in relation to the Sun. An opposition in astrology is when Earth is in between the Sun and a planet that is beyond Earth. The transiting Sun and Mercury could be opposite one of your natal positions, but you'll never see this in the heavens because it's impossible. This aspect, the contra-antiscia, is one way that we can feel the energy of the opposition with the transiting Sun and Mercury. Tomorrow may be intense, with Mars squaring Venus, the Sun opposing Neptune, and a double yod. These energies are coming in strong today, and the effects will last through the weekend and at least into Tuesday. So get ready for a bit of a corkscrew in the roller coaster ride. It could be fun for some, and a WTF was that for others. Let's move on to the card for the day. The card for Thursday is 4, the Emperor. The Emperor card represents someone who has control and authority over their life. They have a powerful role in leadership, and they govern with discipline and logical reasoning, not emotions. The Emperor astrologically is represented by the sign Aries. This is symbolized by the ram head on the arm of the Emperor's throne and his red robes. The eagles on the card also represent mighty forces of nature. The Emperor leans forward, ready to handle whatever comes his way in a logical, decisive manner. I feel that this card represents that we all need to find that inner force within ourselves to hang on to right now that is powerful, steady, and rock solid. It's time to brace ourselves. Like Superman about to take a bullet, we need to be as strong as steel, metaphorically. To go a little deeper, let's look at the Emperor Constellation. The Emperor Constellation in the tarot is made up of the 4 fours. 4 of Swords, the 4 of Cups, the 4 of Wands, and the 4 of Pentacles. These minor arcana cards represent our tools of negotiation, Swords, emotional abundance, Cups, spiritual wholeness, Wands, and financial stability, Pentacles. The major arcana cards that accompany the Emperor here are 13, the Death card, being able to let go and move forward in life, and 0, the Fool, facing new beginnings without fear. The Emperor constellation, as you can see in this picture, is laid out like a crown, representing the high status, expanded consciousness, power, and leadership of the Emperor archetype. On the bottom row, representing the base of a crown, you have from right to left the Death card, the Emperor card, and then the Fool. The Emperor is literally looking toward the Fool card and away from the Death card, representing a forward-facing attitude, leaving the transformations behind him and focusing on the new beginnings and trusting in the divine path set before him. The cards above, representing the points of a crown from right to left, are the 4 of Pentacles, then Wands, then Cups, and finally Swords. These minor arcana cards represent the tools the Emperor has used to build his personal power and leadership skills, stabilizing his wealth, feeling spiritually whole and complete, feeling he has emotional abundance and luxury, and finding peace of mind through his skills of negotiation, resolution, and mental acuity. So this is a very powerful card for the day. If you already feel this type of security within yourself, that's awesome. If you feel lack in any of these areas, today is a day to dig deep and find the strength to find your inner Aries. Today is a day to lean on those qualities of the Emperor: solid, unwavering, unemotional, strong, and decisive. Like I said before, don't give up. I would love to hear your thoughts about today's reading and transits, so please leave a comment. I hope this is helpful. Until tomorrow, AstroMommy.
Today's horoscope was brought to you by Moon in Taurus, making a trine to Pluto, and then ingress into Gemini. The Sun 2 degrees away from opposing Neptune. Mars at 13 Gemini, about to square Venus and activating Venus's Gemini retrograde cycles. 2 yods, one today and one tomorrow, involving Mars, Venus, Chiron in the South Node, and a contra-antiscia between Mercury retrograde in Libra and the Sun in Virgo. A lot of astrology. Quick links and resources can be found at the bottom of the newsletter, as well as a bibliography. Today's card was pulled from the Morgan Greer deck, available on Amazon. If you purchase anything through the affiliate links that I provide in the newsletters, I will make a small commission, but there are no additional costs to you. I don't share or recommend things that I don't 100% believe in and use myself. Thanks for listening.